Last week, we brought you the first part of the story of the 90-plus-year-old Nana Timothy Ayekusi, even as he shared a story of how he got to Center College in the United States of America. This week, he brings us some history lessons as well as tradition. Welcome to this week's edition of The Untold here on Ghana Web TV with me, Eche Atisu. We'll bring you the details after this short breather. Like most fathers, Nana tells us about his children and what they are currently involved in.
We have 5 children. Adwa is a seamstress, married, living in London. Kojo was working at retired at Apex Bank. And then Abra was married and then is working now. He worked with the bank and now working with the herbal company. The nephew is in the US and then Bafo, the last one, is finished his doctorate degree at the University of Ghana. Currently, I've been employed at Central University. So 5 children, 2 boys and 3 women.
In 1980, his private life would come to a protracted end after he was nominated for a chieftaincy position. He narrates the ins and outs, the ups and downs of that period until 2016 when he abdicated the seat.
Whilst working at the PZ Cousins in 1980, I was nominated and then I was sworn in as a divisional chief of APA, and this is within the Mambon, Asante Mambon traditional area. It's not a full-time job. So I would visit on occasions like Akwasidai, and then attend monthly council meetings. And sometimes when you are put on a judicial council, you spend some time to do adjudicate. So most of the time, organizations and institutions understand that chiefs may have to leave from time to time and then do their chieftaincy business. So this is what happened. It wasn't full time, but you go at Akwasidai especially, which falls on 40 days, every 40 days. And then at specified times for Debas at the Paramountcy and then at St. Mark Council level, and then to attend important meetings. So it's not that involved, but it's so structured that whilst you are not there, there's somebody to take care of. I abdicated in 2016 after a protracted litigation. And since then, I've been a private person. Yes. Some of the chiefs had problem with the paramount chief on issues about accounts, traditional setup, and some other important issues. And then he also set up judicial committees to distill some of us, including the chief of Ejura, the Akwamuhini, the senior linguist, yes.
At 90 plus years, Nana Kusi surely has things he considers his achievements. And here they are.
One of them is when I gained admission to attend the Akropong Presbyterian Training College in 1948. We had done the examination, Standard 7 examination, and at that time there was no common entrance. You have to choose the school yourself. I chose Adisade College, which I passed, and then Akropong Training College. Akropong was £18 a year, and Adisade was £22 a year. My class teacher advised my father that you send me to Adisade. That would give me a broader base. But the catechist advised my father that by going to the training college, becoming a teacher, I'll one day become a priest. My father then, a presbyter, decided that I should go to the training college. Well, I have no choice. But I was so happy because I was the first from my school, Jamasi Senior School, to attend the training college. And the first of my town to attend the training college. And so the mere fact that I was attending college was a very great moment. It was an opportunity given me. The other one is also when I had a communication that I've gained admission to go to Kentucky State College in the U.S. I had then been appointed as an assistant education officer, and I was going to government transport to for transportation to carry my luggage to BBN to start work. Then I suddenly had admission letter, and that was another happy moment in my life. But I can say that there are several of them, and I think that from time to time I've been lucky by His blessings that incidents in my life have been so great.
Challenges? Well, yeah, he's had his own share too, but even more interesting are the twists in some of his moments.
The first challenge that I had to confront was a decision to leave Lever Brothers. I had worked with good record at the marketing department, and I was also working effectively at the HR, Human Resource Department. One time, I was called by the MD, and to answer why I have engaged 6 of my relatives. Well, there was some kind of conspiracy going on in all organizations. Sometimes you get these struggles, political, and like somebody, one Mr. Dalton in the U.S. Wrote a book, Men Who Manage, and in that book he describes a whole lot of informal struggles that are going on the ladder and the management. And that was the first ever thing that happened to me. I was working happily, and I had to be confronted. It happened that they were not true. There were 2 of my relatives working there. The first one was when even I wasn't at the company that he was recruited and given an appointment in accounts department. The other one happened to be a driver who was then stationed at Takwa and who was interviewed and recruited by the level. In Liverpool we have levels. The level was the industrial relations manager's level, and all appointments are recommended and then signed by the MD before appointment letters are issued. I wasn't involved in that. Then the third one happened to be a gentleman from Kibi in Eastern region. The fourth one happened to be a gentleman from Eastern region, Akwamu, not related to me. In fact, the MD, after all those, found out that they were not true. But I consulted a few senior managers in the organization, and then I decided to leave.
He remembers the events of the Second World War and shares some of his experiences of that era.
It was very momentous. That was in 1957. 6 months. I was a member of the planning committee in Mampong. We had, in the committee, we had people from St. Andrews Training College, Mampong Trade School, and also from the chieftaincy setup to plan the events in Mampong, the celebration. All along, when I was in Standard 6, there was the upheaval in town. All lorries coming from Kumasi were stopped and searched to find out whether passengers were carrying European goods. That was the boycott. In fact, in Standard 7, the Catholic school came over to us, to the Presby, and said that all the schools in Ghana are going on strike. And in fact, students from Adisadel, from the town, students from Achibota, Adisadel, Fansipim, especially in the Cape Coast, had returned home. They are not going to school. So the Catholic seniors came to the Presby to discuss with us to go on strike. But whilst doing this, the school authorities found out that it was wrong, and that we were punished for attempting to send the school on strike. So I saw through the boycott. I saw through the Watson committee, and then Watson report. Then whilst I was in training college, the Kusi committee was set up to draw a constitution for Ghana, and I was at the training college in 1950 when Nkrumah was released. So I followed Ghanaian development of Ghanaian politics. When Nkrumah became the first leader of the government business, and then I was teaching at Sunyani Odomasi, I participated in the elections of 1954. And so Ghana becoming independent, the development, I saw through all that. So it was March 6, 1957 was a turning point when Ghana became, independent from the British. Yes. And I also saw the mobilization of soldiers for the war, the British, the Second World War. In fact, about 28 or 30 youth, young men from my town. Only one did not return. All of them returned. They went to Burma and to fight. And yes, and so the uprising, the participation of the soldiers in the struggle, I saw all of them. And I also saw, after independence, the opportunities that was open to us, especially teachers. Many students who had finished the secondary school gained scholarships. For us teachers, opportunity was given to us to do further studies.
Nana Kusi says that a good home training for anybody is needed, but is quick to add how poorly our traditional systems have broken down in that regard.
Today, the enthusiasm that used to be there seems to be waning. There are opportunities, of course, with the limitations that we have, but the kids are not. But I can see, I've learned one thing. It's no matter where you originate. Home-based training, rich home, poor home. If you go through the system well, you will rise to the height. But now, the traditional system is broken down. Marriages is broken down. We were following our father's trade. If your father was a farmer, the chances that you will become a farmer. Now, the youth are no more going to farming, which was the traditionally the base for training. If your father was a carpenter, the chances that you become a carpenter. If you're a farmer, now they are left in the streets selling but it's not their fault. We need to channel, we need to develop avenues, institutions to give them training so that they can benefit from that.
He also worries that a lot of societal structures have broken down.
But my worry is that we've lacked in our development efforts. In 1967, we were about 6 million. Now we are 30. When we finished the training college, they were then about 4 or 5. Akropong Training College, Wesley College, St. Monica's Training College, and then St. Augustine's Training College, and then Achimota Training College. You had your station before you left the, yes, and you had appointment. You were on time at the reopening, and your salaries, even though they were paid through the church, through the local managers, we were receiving our salaries on a regularly. Today, it's not so. So we need to do more social systems. The social welfare need to set up. And I remember in Nkrumah's time, the First Republic, during the First Republic, we had mass education, we have community development, and have the social welfare, all going on at the same time. illiterates were being educated in the evenings by teachers. And the communities were mobilized to do certain things like community centers and so on and so forth. Communal labor. To building schools, building streets, building this and that and that and that. And that. Today, you don't see these voluntary things being done.
What then does he love to eat, and what things does he do to keep fit?
Every morning, I take 30 minutes walk around the meridian and then come back. All along, you see people eating. Gari, wache, and well, in our time we eat from home, but now there are all kinds of foods on the street being sold. How they were prepared, nobody knows. Diet is very important. There has been a change in my diet. I eat more vegetables now. I eat less fufu. I drink a lot of water. And I take my medication also seriously. The herbs these days, even yesterday I learned from someone that the mango leaf, the fresh one, is very healthy, full of nutrients. So when it comes to the local herbs and local medicines, the ginger and the black pepper and all those things, I have them. We have them in stock. So diet is very important, and exercise. Sometimes it's difficult, but at least Monday, yesterday, and today, I do 30 minutes walk around. So diet is very important, and the good Lord, prayer every morning, where we've been giving that training from childhood. My father every morning at the training college, we were having devotion first before even we go to. So that's been part and parcel of us, that you pray to God, and then you try to abstain yourself from all the unwanted things and so on and so forth.
Here's what Nanakusi wishes for Ghana and its growth as a nation.
I will say that first they need to respect their parents, their elders, listen to their advice, and then their teachers, and also take advantage of situations that come in their way. Respect for everything, respect for education, respect for the programs that they have, and then follow them up. I take pride, and I hope that Ghana progresses to the highest. By the enthusiasm that you used to have in the First Republic, I don't see now. It looks as if we lost our balance. The military coming in and all those corruption and all those happening. Look, how can we have destruction like these things going on? I'm an absentee farmer. I started farming during my teaching days. The First Republic saw many initiatives. But with the coup d'etats and ambitions and the corruption, these had been our problem. These have been our problem. And we need to change our minds. Yes, fix it. But we all need to fix. That call is very nice. A very nice call.
One of his children shares some wonderful words of his father with us.
Growing up, we didn't share a lot of time together because he was a consultant and he used to move around a lot. As I said, he's really a corporate man, and the few times he would stay at home, the bonding is not that much, but anytime we have to meet, anytime we need to sit and talk, that thing comes. We able to gel along, we're able to cope together. He's not a typical type who will draw you close. You have to get close to him. What he doesn't joke with his academics. When you're the son or daughter, he doesn't expect anything less from you. You have to put in your best. And so he spends a lot of time and resources on making sure you get the quality education you need. And so throughout my school days, I never was at school fees. Once school reopens, it is paid. You don't have a problem with school fees. It is sorted out for you. And he expects that you do whether he's around or he's not around. I think he's charismatic. He will speak less. He will guide you less. But his presence will put you in line. You wouldn't have that opportunity to misbehave when he is around. Very strict, a disciplinarian. I think he started off as a teacher, so that lifestyle of putting kids on track, making sure they are doing what is right, he has it, and he knows when to discipline you and when to just let you go. But anytime he sees you going wrong, he won't let you go. He won't let you go. So he will reprimand you, either through talking or he will use a cane. And he always say this: "I don't know why it's a watch. This is a wine." So he always expects you to know what is right to do it. And he will not take anything mediocre from you. I remember when we were kids and we vacated and he's around, he'll call all of us one after the other with our terminal reports. And he'll look at it. I don't know where there. I don't know where I say. I don't know where I say. Today, obey improve. What do we do? So in that way, he tries to correct you, know your problems, know where you fall short, and what he can do to actually help you. My dad is that kind of person who would always give you direction and think his direction is quite final. So sometimes I have a few, disagreements with him. We do that a lot. I remember when I was very young and I was growing up, we could travel from here to Kumasi and nobody talks because I feel when I talk you will disagree. So in order to avoid us talking and arguing about things, I keep quiet, you also keep quiet, we just move and we go. But after I grew up, after finishing first degree, did my master's, I just realized that that is his style of putting you on track. I remember when I finished school and I told I was going to do master's. I said, what kind of master's saying? And one of them I said, what do you know? It didn't buy I enjoy being good. By implication, they will say, you are going again to do a master's. At least wait and use it small before you go and do a master's. So I disagreed. I said, no, I want to be a lecturer. In my field, master's is nothing. I need to even finish the master's to go and do my PhD. So I don't think I will settle for just a master that I have to work with it. I can't. How can I teach students if I want to be a lecturer and I have just a first degree? That's not possible. We disagreed on that, and he got angry and left. I didn't say anything. I started. After I started for a year, he realized I started. He came back. Now I don't want to one can't me. I told you, but you're not too happy with it. But then then he went to report me to my senior brother. So that called me to his office, asked me what's the problem. I explained to him. I said, well, I should understand one thing, and that's what I've kept at the back of my mind. I should understand one thing. He is gone now. Anything that involves money, that involves you going to mosque, he sees it as risk taking. So, and at his age, he doesn't like taking risk. So he would tell me that anytime I want to do anything, I should take the first step, do it, and when I'm halfway through, I tell him. That way, because I've started and I'm doing well, I don't have a problem. But as soon as you tell him that I want to do this, he sees that risk, and so he'll counsel you to moderate in your risk taking. And if you're not careful, you will abandon what you want to do just because he said he won't or he doesn't actually go with what you want to do.
Today, we brought you some history lessons, and we are glad that the story of Nana Timothy Ayekusi has brought you some inspiration. On this week's edition of The Untold, right here on Ghana Web TV with me, Eche Atisu. We hope that you join us once again in our next episode as we bring you inspiring stories of personalities doing great things in this life. Remember to follow us on all social media sites. It's at The Ghana Web, and also follow us and subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is Ghana Web TV. There's more news for you at www.ghanaweb.com. Do stay safe and be kind to one another.